Ladies and gentlemen, friends and colleagues, as President and Vice-Chancellor of the University of Bath, I am delighted to welcome you to this Honorary Degree ceremony here at the University. It is my most pleasing duty to commend Professor Kevin Edge, who will be accepting the Honorary Degree of Doctor of Engineering today in recognition of his services to the University and his outstanding leadership, both at university level and more specifically within the Department of Mechanical Engineering. An honorary degree is the highest accolade the university can bestow. In celebrating the 50th anniversary of the granting of our Royal Charter by Her Majesty the Queen this year, we will be recognising over 60 remarkable men and women in this way. Many of these honorary degrees will be conferred during our summer and winter degree ceremonies, as is customary, but 27 will be conferred at celebratory events such as this over the course of the next year. Given that Professor Edge's association with the university is entering its 50th year, I'm pausing. It is appropriate that he should receive his honorary degree as part of our 50th anniversary celebrations. But it is also entirely fitting that the conferment of this honour should take place at the 2016 Bath ASME International Fluid Power and Motion Control Symposium. Tell I'm not used to saying that. An event with which Kevin's association spans an impressive 3 decades. As you will hear from the university orator, Kevin has played a key role in the managing and shaping of this university. It was my pleasure to work closely with him for 14 years, and I am indebted to him for the contribution he has made to the university's success and its recognition on both the national and international stage. But we should also not forget that his career has not been defined simply by his excellent leadership alone. He's also a distinguished scientist and engineer who has received a host of accolades from his profession and has influenced and encouraged the researchers of the future. So, without further ado, I'll now start the ceremony, and by my authority as Vice-Chancellor, I declare this congregation open for the conferment of honorary degrees. I call upon the university orator to present a candidate for the degree honoris causa.
Vice-Chancellor, ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure to introduce Professor Kevin Edge, an academic and an academic leader whose story is intricately linked with that of the university. It's particularly appropriate to make this award at the Bath ASME International Fluid Power and Motion Control Symposium, as he was the principal organiser of this annual event for a period of 15 years, from 1988, and no doubt many of the delegates here today will know him well. Kevin's career has striking similarities to that of the University of Bath. Born in Bristol, much like the University of Bath, Kevin studied at Kingswood Grammar School before joining the university in 1967 as a student on the Mechanical Engineering degree programme at the brand new Bath campus on Claverton Down. His academic studies were complemented by several industrial placements with his sponsor, Rolls-Royce Aero Engines. He graduated with a first-class honours degree in 1971, and after completing a PhD at Bath, he rejoined Rolls-Royce for a couple of years prior to rejoining the university as a research officer concerned with noise in hydraulic systems. A lectureship followed, and his career then blossomed as a result of his studious attention to detail in research and skillful management of colleagues. He received a personal chair in 1991, was head of the Department of Mechanical Engineering for 6 years from 1997, and was appointed Pro-Vice-Chancellor for Research in 2003. In 2008, he was made Deputy Vice-Chancellor and was a key player in the meteoric growth of the university, which has now become one of the leading universities in the UK for both undergraduate study and for research. It would take too long to list the numerous awards that have been heaped on Kevin, other than to mention the IMechE Joseph Brahman Medal, a fellowship to the Royal Academy of Engineering, a DSc from the University of Bath, and numerous awards for technical papers that he authored over his career. Indeed, including this award, he's the only person in the university to have received no less than 3 doctorates from the University of Bath. His research interests spanned all things hydraulic, including pumping dynamics, valve systems, fault diagnosis, control and fluid-borne noise, the latter leading to the publication of new ISO standards. More widely, his work on a tilting city vehicle has reached an estimated world audience of 100 million, appeared on the front cover of Time magazine, and was cited as one of the 6 best inventions of 2007. Under his tenure as the head of department, mechanical engineering received a 5-star award in the 2001 research assessment exercise, while as Deputy Vice-Chancellor, the university was placed first in both the 2014 and the 2015 Times Higher Education Survey. It is telling that on retirement, Kevin's role as Deputy Vice-Chancellor was reviewed, and he was replaced by 2 senior posts. They're both here today, actually. A testament to the influence that Kevin had over many years. Kevin stands here today as a role model for a younger generation, an example of what can be achieved as a graduate from Bath, and a highly respected academic and leader who was trusted and admired by all who worked with him. Vice-Chancellor, I present to you Professor Kevin Edge, who is eminently worthy to receive the degree of Doctor of Engineering honoris causa.
By virtue of the authority vested in me, I confer upon you the degree of Doctor of Engineering honoris causa.
Put your hat on, please, and come to the sign the book. If you put it on.
Vice-Chancellor, colleagues, symposium delegates, ladies and gentlemen. Firstly, I would like to thank the University Orator, Dr. Joss Darling, for his kind and indeed very flattering words. Joss Darling and I have known each other for over 30 years, and during that time we've collaborated on a number of research projects. So in the light of that, I'm actually quite relieved that he managed to keep his comments entirely positive. You will have gathered from the oration that not only am I a graduate of the University of Bath, but also that I've spent most of my working life here, indeed almost as long as the university has been in existence. So it's especially gratifying that this honorary degree has been conferred on me as the university celebrates its 50th anniversary of its foundation by Royal Charter. It's also equally pleasing to me that it's been possible to schedule this ceremony as part of the programme for this year's Fluid Power and Motion Control Symposium, an event with which I have been closely associated for many years. The incorporation of this ceremony in the symposium's programme set me musing on conferences in general and the Bath ASME Fluid Power and Motion Control event in particular. The publication of peer-reviewed research in archival journals rightly remains as the gold standard for the dissemination of academic research. However, attendance and the presentation of work at conferences, especially international conferences, continues to be of enormous value for the sharing and especially the discussion of the latest ideas and developments in a given field. A great conference should be stimulating, developmental, and provide a platform discussion, and indeed the occasional argument. Ideally, it should sow the seeds for the exploration of new research avenues in the future. I like to think that the Bath ASME event provides such an environment. When I started my career, I was not especially comfortable in social situations, certainly not a people person. Some might say that goes with being an engineer. Others might say it's still true of me today. But I have little doubt that attendance at international conferences facilitates one's personal development as well as helping to progress one's career. And now, with long experience and the benefit of hindsight, I view the social aspects as being a very important component of a great conference. It has been particularly satisfying for me to witness over the years the personal and professional development of others. Having been involved one way or another with the Fluid Power and Motion Control Symposium over 18 years, I've seen a number of early career researchers progress from being nervous, perhaps rather naive presenters to become confident, articulate professionals. In my own career, I've met a number of people at conferences who have undoubtedly had a positive influence on my career, and indeed some have become good friends. Several of them are here today. In turn, I have endeavoured to help and support others within and beyond the University of Bath, and I would like to think that I've played some small part in their successes. Much of engineering research is collaborative in nature, and that's certainly been the case with my work, mostly with colleagues in the Department of Mechanical Engineering here at Bath. I would like to take this opportunity to thank all my collaborators, postgrad students, postdocs, and academic colleagues, for without them, I would have achieved little. Some of my research has undoubtedly benefited by collaborating internationally, and for the academics present here today, I would encourage you to do the same. In recent years, the University of Bath has sought to build on its excellent reputation by growing and strengthening links internationally. Long may that continue. I don't think I've said anything at all controversial so far, so maybe just one thing in a controversial vein: Brexit. Personally, I was greatly saddened by the outcome of the UK referendum, which I believe will potentially put UK academia in a weakened position as far as future collaborative European research is concerned. I sincerely hope that ways and means will be found to facilitate continued opportunities for the free movement of European students and researchers, and for the continued involvement of the UK in European research collaborations. Finally, I return to the University Orator's very kind words concerning my contributions. Whatever I have achieved has only been possible through the great support and indeed remarkable tolerance of my family, most particularly my long-suffering wife, and I'm really delighted that she's here today sharing this very special occasion with me. I'm deeply honoured in receiving this award, and I thank the university most sincerely. In the year 1880, the composer Johannes Brahms, as an acknowledgement of the award of an honorary doctorate, composed his academic festival overture. I regret I do not have the talent to do anything anywhere near as memorable by way of a thank you. But if and when you next hear Brahms's composition, you might just remember today's award ceremony, even though you will almost certainly have forgotten my speech. Thank you for listening.
I now declare this ceremony closed for the conferment of honorary degrees. Would you mind standing while we leave the room? We will return.
Vice Chancellor?
Oh, okay. I'm in the wrong place.